Hello guys, welcome back to Photographics Academy. So today we're going to be transforming the backdrop of course image into something I am imagining that will be so beautiful. Without wasting much of your time, let's quickly get started. So today we're going to be working on this one, right? I don't really know what the final result will look like, but I have a mental picture which I will try to bring out and see how it looks on this email. So let's take a ride. The first thing I'll do is to, of course, crop the image and decide if I want to give it some headroom or not. So I'll be cropping with 4x5. Then push this way, stretch up a little bit so that I'll make sure everything is within my selection. Then turn on my content aware fill, press enter so that it doesn't leave that border blank. So once this is done, the next thing I'll do is to separate my objects from the background. That's the original background, so I can clean up the background and get it ready the way I want it to. So to do that, I'm going to make a selection of my objects. Once the selection is made, you might want to go a bit closer to observe and make sure the selection is intact. Okay, we can work with this. So I'm making a duplicate of my background layer like this. Right click and go to layer via cut. So now I have my object on a separate layer and my background on a separate layer. But the problem here is that my background is empty here and I wouldn't want it to be. So to fix it up, I'll just make a selection of this body, reload the selection, and go to my background, go to select, modify, and contract. So I'll be contracting it by 5. If I get, okay, so we need to expand dot contract. Good. So once you do this, go to your edits, content aware fill. Then watch the way it fills it up. If you are satisfied, press OK. If you are not, remove the areas you do not want. So I think I might need to remove, I don't know the part that is giving out that shadow, but let's try and remove this. But that still doesn't work. Let's try the flow well. Okay, so press enter. Ctrl D. Our object still covers it up. That makes it work even better. Then I'm going to merge these two up. Merge layers. Use my rectangular marquee tool to make a selection like this. Right click and go to select inverse, fill, content aware fill. Okay, so I think our remove tool is not working. Let me just use my patch tool and do the job. So I'll just pick up my patch tool, select it like this, remove it. Select it like this, remove it. Select it like this, remove it. Leave it. Remove it. Then the next thing is to blur it out. So I'll just go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. So I'll blur it out until it becomes quite white. Of course, we can restore that later. Press OK. So we'll have a clean background right now. Alright, so the next set of things I want to do is to now introduce the background I want to use. But before I do that, I need to create a solid color adjustment layer here so that I will get a very smooth, consistent color. The first color I want to introduce is a color that will complement her dress. So I want to see if I can add a darker shade of her color, right? So I'll just use a rectangular marquee to place it over here. Then go to my solid color adjustment layer, pick red, and sample from her dress. like this shade. Then of course darken it down a bit. Press OK. Change the blend mode to, let's say, color is not bad, but I don't like the pink. Let's go overlay. Press OK. Then you can as well reduce the intensity. Then the next thing I want to do is to fix something to the floor. So I think this didn't really get down to the floor. So just use our brush and add that parts. Add brush. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is to add a floor to her. And to do that, I'm going to be using this particular background right here. Use my rectangular marquee tool, make a selection of the floor like this. Click on layer via topic, move it over to our image. Place it right here as skeleton. Press OK. So I want the red to be behind it, not it being in front. So to achieve that, all I need to do is just to sweep it down and change the blend mode to multiply. I think I'm working with multiply. And I need the floor to become gray in color. So I will remove every form of color in it. To be like this. Press OK. So looking at my background, I feel the red is just there. We need to create some drama and make it look popping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my gradient, change the style to radial, place it right in the middle and reduce the scale. The width. Keep it somewhere around here, then change the colors to something that will fine. So I think green always looks good on red, very dark green. Press OK. It's a little touch of pinkiness. Press OK. I think my green needs to brighten up a bit. Then change the blend mode to get something that suits the liking. Love also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my gradient and increase the scale so that the reach will be slightly wider. Like this. Press OK. The next thing we'll be doing is to start dropping very realistic shadows and all of that. So to do that, I'll double click on my solid color, go to drop shadow because it is on top of the wood. So the moment I drop shadow, you notice that shadows appeared behind it, just for a very proper, for a very proper positioning. Right. The next thing I want to do is to restore it of my original shadow. So I'll create a mask of the original background, flip up my brush, and just paint over it like this. Let me show you the overall before and after. But before I do that, I'm going to add some color lookup tables to bring everything together. I love this color. Beautiful. Let me just reduce the opacity so that if I see the one that resonates with 3 more, I'll just take brackets. Okay. I think I like this one. Not too busy, but still pulling attention to the leg. The last thing I will do is to go into my camera raw filter. Go to filter, camera raw filter. Okay, so once inside your camera raw filter, I'll try to lift up my shadows a bit, to lose my highlight a little bit. and increase my blue primary saturation a little. So once I do that, I go back to my detail. Add some sharpening, a little bit of noise reduction, and a little bit of vignette effect. That should be in our effects. Okay, look at it here. Add a little bit of it, and we are good to go. Guys, this is the overall before and after. This was the before, this is the after, the before, the after. If you want to learn much more of the things we offer here, and you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, then you are definitely going to miss future updates that we're going to bring. So in the light of that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on the notification bell, so that you will be getting notified every single time we drop a new video. Thank you one more time. See you on the next one.